Greetings everyone, Reynaldo.Martinez here from UBX Cloud. We are going to do a little demonstration of the TeamPass application. First thing, what's TeamPass? TeamPass is a Linux Apache MySQL PHP or Linux Nginx MySQL PHP lamp application that will help you to record in a very safe way all the passwords used in your infrastructure, in your services, in a centralized, very protected place, also a shared way, because as many other web applications of this kind, you can let multiple users to enter the system with the proper permissions, of course, and allow them to record and use passwords that will be otherwise stored in different notepad files, Excel files, or stickers in your monitor. So you, by using this application, you won't need to go again to all your office asking all your people, hey, what's the password of this machine? Or hey, who changed the password? And what's the new password? I don't know what it is. Okay, that will not happen again if you use if you correctly use TeamPass. So the first thing, as many applications of the kind of TeamPass, is use authentication. Let's authenticate. Oh, that's correct now. Yep. The authentication works. So basically, TeamPass can be used with the Active Directory authentication, with LDAP authentication and other means, or just you can use internal accounts created in the TeamPass internal database with password stored very encrypted. So don't worry, you won't be hacked. That's very difficult. It's almost not impossible, but almost impossible. If you want to do to if you want a machine that is impossible to hack, get the machine, plug it out of the network, plug it out of the power, and get inside a safe. But that's not possible. But you can have a very good security using this system, as it will encrypt with very hard and strong encryption methods all the information that goes into the database. And also the database access is authenticated between the front end, the web front end, and the database backend. So rest assured that this information will be very well protected. So let's speak about TeamPass interface. The first thing you will see is in the top a series of buttons. Okay, first the name TeamPass, of course, um, uh, a button for password, and when you click you will see the folders here, a button for search items. We are not searching anything. A button for your favorites in case you have a specific favorites. A button for managing folders if you have any folder to manage here. Remember, this is a LAMP application. It can take some time to get the information out of the database. Manage users, that in case you have the proper permissions to manage users. And some utilities that you can use for administration. But normally, the first thing you really want to do is to manage the passwords. Let's see the panel at the left. What contains what is contained in the panel at the left? You can see a folder structure, a hierarchy of folders that you can create to resemble the way you want to store your passwords. As an example, this organization called Empire has sites EEA, EEH, EEI, EELP, EMP that contains subfolders with specific kind of devices. Here we have a folder under EEI that contain network items. Here we have a folder, some folders below EEH that contains Linux, network, power, VMware, etc. So you can really design your folders the way you want. Let's see an example. Let's create a new folder for that will be on the root, on the very root of the folder hierarchy, that will be named EEM, because we are in the year 3000 and Empire has a new location in the moon. Right? Here you can set what's the minimal password string that you will allow for the information stored inside that folder. Remember, uh, we are humans. We sometimes we are very lazy, and we sometimes also want to put password like 1234. That's a very weak password. If I allow that, I will open my colleagues, my staff, to add passwords that are very easy to find out, to figure out. So you can enforce a minimum password string for all the password items contained inside the folder. Remember, this is basically a way to store your password that is better than using notepad text files or Excel files or stickers or a physical notebook inside a safe. So this is the right way to do it in modern infrastructure. So let's see, we want to allow medium for this folder. Okay, then we created the EEM folder. Here in roles, sorry, I forgot to tell about roles. I can decide which roles in the system will be allowed to see this specific folder. So we can basically allow only read. Okay, I choose to. Okay, here I can allow read for a specific role called standard user. This is a role that includes all users. We can add another roles and manage roles, but let's say I will allow the people inside standard users to read on ELP. Let's go back to EM. Let's see, I can allow the people to write, but he will be able to add new items, but not delete them nor edit them. So you can see this specific role that all the users or inside the standard user role will be able to add new things in EEM, but not delete them or edit them. Let's say they can only read. You see a little eye here. Let's say they have no access at all. So you have a hand surrounded by a red box. This is the way you filter out your users from your folder. So specific users inside specific roles can access specific folders. Let's go back to right. How do I access a role? Just add the new role. You can also set the minimum password strength in the role if you want. Let's say very weak. By default, the users on this role have has no access to anything, but I can check a specific folder and allow to read or to write with limitations. See? Then finally, we can edit the role or we can delete the role. Okay, let's go back to password. So we have EEM. By the moment, EEM can be fully modified by standard users. And now let's add more folders inside EEM. Let's add Linux and Windows servers. Folder inside EEM. Select EEM as a parent folder. Linux. Now comes the trick. You can set for this folder a different password strength than the one folder that contain it. So let's say that you can use weak here and add the other folder, Windows, inside EEM, and here I will put strong. Then you have three folders with three different specific password strength settings. Let's do a little pause. Alright, very well. Then we added our folders. Now let's add some passwords to our sections. First, let's add a password for a typical Linux server, the root account. Here, in this button, is where we can add, edit, delete, or copy items. Let's add an item. And here is where you put the details. Let's imagine that this is a typical root account in the secure shell. So let's put Linux server 01 root account. The login name, the username, root. The URL in email have no. We can. This information is not related for that specific case, but we will find another samples that matches this specific case when we are going to need the email or URL. Password visibility. Here you will put the password. Remember, we added to this folder a required password strength of very weak. So if we put 1234, we will match what we need to what we want to add. Look that the system is showing here how strong is our password. We can also self-generate the password here. With the generate, we can set the kind of password we want to use. We can copy the password. We can see the password, unmask it. See, 1234. Okay. If we want, we can upload some files related to this entry, and if we want to update here. So finally, let's do a save. We can put a description too if you want. Okay, it's saved. Then this is very interesting because now you have the information here. You can use the internal uh, clipboard in the operating system to copy and paste the information from the TeamPass application directly to the prompt of the Linux machine. User, password, whatever you want. Also, you can unmask the password by clicking here. See? Or you can just copy and paste in a typical notepad or directly in the prompt, okay, in the Linux prompt. Okay, let's continue. Now let's go to the Windows folder. Note that you can edit the folder. You can see that we have a required password strength of strong. Let's add a new item here. Add item. Let's put a name, Windows Server 01, the login, administrator, okay, password visibility, okay. The required password strength is strong. Let's see what happened when we add 1234. 1234, it says very weak, so it will not accept the password. So what we need to do here is to put an actual strong password. Let's erase this. Let's erase this. Let's put something very strong. Let's see what I did. You can see that it's now on green because I added a very strong password. Let's unmask. P at ssw0rd.2018. That's very strong. So let's save the item and we are done. Again, you can copy the login, copy the password, and paste directly on the machine you are using, or you can just unmask the password and see. What's next? Remember those URLs information in the items that you can add here? Okay, let's add another item. Let's imagine that what we are going to add now is a typical web administration from, let's say, a WordPress system. So let's put here WordPress site 01. The login, let's say that is the WP admin. The email, we can set the email for the administration. Let's put my email, my personal one, and then the URL for the actual administration site. So HTTPS www mysite.org or .org wp admin, the actual administration URL, and the password. Again, let's put a password here, a typical one, very useful, very easy to figure out. We can add some information here, more information here. WordPress admin, and save it. So you can see here the information with the link. You can click and this will link into a new window, into or your browser, the user, the password, the email if you want to contact the actual administrator. So you can record many information items in your entries, in each of your entries. You want to modify now the entry? Select it and go to edit. The password has changed. Change it here. You want to add more information, an image, or maybe the contract in PDF. Just select the file, and that's all, and upload it. As you can see, this is a very easy to use application, but this incredibly useful to keep track of your actual passwords and allow your internal administrative staff to keep order, to bring order to chaos, to the chaos that is normally the password management in your systems, in your infrastructure. This let's say that the WordPress site that was in a LAMP application on Linux was migrated somehow to a Windows machine. Then you can drag and drop the item to another folder. Let's do it here. See? Done. Dragged and dropped, because now the WordPress servers is in a Windows machine, not a Linux machine. But then after some time the Windows machine failed and you want to get this again into Linux. Okay, let's drag and drop again. And there you have it. See? So this is very easy to use in general terms. What else we can do here? We can search for specific items using or put specific items in your favorites. Okay. Let's see us do here search WordPress. Oh, WordPress. Nothing. I have nothing named it that way. See? My Sonic wall. Let's do another search site. Oh. The search is not perfect, but normally it works very well. Let's go back to password. So finally, you have your items here. Let's imagine that the EM is no longer a site. It was destroyed by an asteroid. We have no more empire on the moon. So we can just try to delete the items. Let's see what happens if I try to delete a root folder. delete folder. You have chosen to delete this folder and all included items. The folder cannot be deleted because it contains, this is a security, a safe, a foolproof security setting in the actual application. Let's see what happens if I try to remove this folder that only contains password, not other folders. Delete folder. Yes. Delete. Yes. You can delete the folders into the end of your hierarchy or delete specific items. You see? Delete if you want. But you cannot delete a folder that contains other folder with actual items. The system will disallow that, will warn you and tell you, no, 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 you are not allowed to do that. Try to see your end items in your end folders, delete that, and then you can delete the main folder. So let's choose select Linux, delete the folder. Oh, we need to confirm safety before all things, and then it will delete. Now we can delete or move or copy the required folder. Okay, then you have it. So this is a very easy to use application. There is no much science on using this. Maybe one of the things you want to check is the following. Let's log out. Okay, do you see this session duration? Okay, the system will auto log you off when that duration expires. You can, by default, we have 60 minutes, but you can add whatever time you need to put here. Let's say I only want to work 5 minutes, and the system will auto log me off after 5 minutes. Let's log in again. Okay, now see below. One user online, session expiration in 5 minutes 20 something seconds. You can extend your session here by another hour. Okay, confirm. Oh, I used 5 minutes. Let's put 66 minutes. Then you see I have now more time. I can extend more time, more time, more time, 300 minutes. Now my session can reach up to 6 hours until I finally log out. So that's all. As you can see, this is a very easy to use and very simple application, but with a tremendous power. As you can really and finally use keep your passwords stored in a good place, in a safe place, uh, in a more information technology way, and get rid of those very dangerous stickers or physical notepads, and get rid of everything else, and just use this application for all your password management needs. So finally, thanks for your time. I hope this is useful for you, and just bye bye.